to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Life isn't about sex. It's not about fucking and balls and pussy. It's about love. It's about people. It's about connection. It's not about cock and ass and tits and butthole pleasures. It's not about this rusty trombone and the dirty Sanchez, Cincinnati bow tie, and the pussy juice cocktail, and these shit-stained balls. I hate both of you ebony and ivory motherfuckers. I tell you!
You're listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. Go to iTunes now and subscribe. For Android users, we are available on the Stitcher app for Google. Now, here's Chris and Kristyn.
Well, hello and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristyn. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that intro.
That intro, I just have a smile on my face. I love that little guy. It's nothing but fucking balls. I hate both you ebony iron motherfuckers, I tell you!
I tell you! Yes,
oh, he is the best. And he's basically playing the same character in every movie.
Everything
there are some actors that play the same character.
He's typecast.
In every movie.
He's typecasted in a brilliant role. He can't complain about that.
I
tell you!
It's,
Cook bowls. Cook bowls and cook.
So,
that's that.
We'll go back to that. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question.
Oh, no.
And I already know the answer.
Okay, what is it?
And the answer is Channing Tatum.
Oh,
okay.
The answer is Channing Tatum.
And actually,
tell me more about
before I even get to the question,
tell me more.
Okay, now, a couple episodes ago, I mentioned about the Mars landing.
Right.
And you're like, how the fuck this has anything to do with Channing Tatum?
Is he on Mars?
With the Mars landing, they are talking about sometime in the future actually getting humans on Mars.
Right.
And
doing an action flick on Mars.
It's not exactly out of the realm of possibility.
Magic Mike goes to Mars.
I mean, no time soon, but they're looking. Now, what they say is, and it's going to be one of the biggest undertakings when it comes to people going to the moon. And once again, I got all this from Star Talk.
Going to Mars.
Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast, Star Talk, which, if you're a nerd, listen to it. It's fucking entertaining as hell. Just try not to listen to the comedians that he does a show with.
Chris bashing again.
But they said a manned mission to Mars would technically be 6 to 9 months. Not 69 months. 6 to 9 months
pregnancy
on a ship, and that's one direction.
Okay.
So
I'm leaving here, I'm going to Mars, and it takes 6 to 9 months?
It takes 6 to 9 months,
so
one direction.
I can have my baby on Mars.
If I
get knocked up here,
you get knocked up.
I go, boom, Mars baby.
And
I would name my baby Pluto, because it's not a planet.
We're taking back Pluto, goddammit.
We're taking back Pluto.
We
want Pluto back. We're going to make sure it's... And Pluto or give me death. Alright, so it takes that long for one way to get to Mars.
It takes that one way. Now, of course, you're not just going to go down there, pick up a rock, and turn right back around. You're going to go there for a reason, hang out for a bit, take some samples. Now, of course, they were talking
photos
about...
on Mars. Twitter, these photos of me on Mars.
And once again, I guess I'm totally stealing from Neil deGrasse Tyson, because he interviewed this guy. I think his first name was Mike, and he had a very Italian last name, like Massimo or some shit like that. And he
Massimo. I don't know.
Massimo. I think it might have been Massimo or something like that.
Sounds like a name.
He was an astronaut, the first tweet from outer space.
Oh.
He did tweet, so you made that joke, but he actually tweeted, and it was like some ridiculous bullshit, like, the launch was awesome. Can't wait to see
was there a picture,
where we're going.
Or he just tweeted?
I think he just tweeted, and it was like officially the first tweet from outer space. And
way to go, Mike.
So,
Magic Mike.
They were talking about going to the moon, but what happens is...
Except fuck the moon.
It's actually better... The moon is actually very, very bad to land on.
Why? Because it's cold?
Moon dust...
Like it's cold.
It is cold. Moon dust is actually very, very sharp. It's microscopic, but it's sharp. And if moon dust gets on
so is it just like sharp rocks? Because isn't it just...
Yeah, well, I think it's like the crystalline
who knows?
Formations are very, very sharp. And if the dust gets on the astronaut's suit, and then they come back into an environment, and now that dust rubs off their suit into a person's breathing, it's sharp little things that get into your lungs. Every astronaut that's ever been to the moon has had some sort of respiratory distress afterwards.
Do not breathe in moon dust, folks.
Forgive me for being nerdy for a moment. So actually, going to Mars doesn't have... Well, they don't anticipate Mars having that problem.
Moon dust.
So it's actually safer...
To be on Mars?
To be on Mars than it is on our own moon.
Crazy. That's different. So did Buzz Aldrin have respiratory problems?
I think, from what I understand, I think he did. He's still alive, but he's like the only one still alive. Right. Conspiracy, because they killed all the other. Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Are you one of the? Do you believe at all in that conspiracy that they lied? They said, "Oh, but you."
There's a shadow here. What the fuck do I know?
We landed on the moon. Why would we lie about that? I don't think it was a bullshit. It was the middle of the arms race, the middle of the Cold War. We had a. Yes, the Russians got Sputnik up in the air, and we had to outgun them and put a fucking person on the moon. So,
do you think this guy would really live with this lie for so long? I feel like after a while he would break and be like, "No, this didn't happen." People got too much time on their hands.
And you can't have sound on the moon, and it's all this other bullshit.
There's a shadow over here.
Yeah, the shadows don't match up.
It was done in they say.
And how do you have a camera filming it? Wouldn't the camera be from their point of view? It's all the bullshit. I think we landed on the moon. I don't think it's a big conspiracy.
Look at all the respiratory problems. We landed on the moon.
And so
it's safer to vacation on Mars.
Right now, they're just running ideas on how to now.
You would think they would come up with a faster route.
Well, actually,
I don't want
once
to be
again, to steal from Neil
6 to 9 months.
It actually could only be a couple of weeks. But what they're doing to save money is you can use fuel. What happens is you launch from the Earth.
I'm talking like a day trip.
You grab well,
that's what I want.
Well, we have teleporters, and we have.
I need a day trip.
What is
it to get to Australia? Like a day. 24 hours?
Just about, yeah.
Okay.
But you're going to go there, pick up a rock, and,
I would walk
kiss a wallaby and get back on the plane? Fuck that. I'm going to Australia. I'm going to go enjoy myself.
Yeah, I do like a week vacation. They should start building like condominiums up in Mars. Just stay there for a week, go back on the day trip. They're building plans
because it's actually safer to build to what they call terraforming on Mars than it is on the moon. I can
only imagine, let's bring up special construction workers.
Yeah,
it's
gonna get to that point. And to save money, it's gonna be like the underbidders. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be guys from third world countries that they have nothing else, to live for.
We have sweatshops outsourcing in Mars.
Now get this. Because every ounce of the spaceship is planned, because they have to have food supplies and what you're gonna do with your weight. Your urine gets recycled.
Ugh, here we go.
Okay. Urine gets recycled, so it gets distilled. I'm assuming it gets distilled. That's just my assumption. And you drink it again. Now,
I'm not drinking my own piss for 9 months.
Can you imagine? Now, check out what... Now, all this is speculative.
What happened to Tang? I'm going to do Tang. Not going to drink my own piss?
Everything weighs... And I actually have a... all right. Let me just say one thing real quick, and then I'll get to this next point.
In order to prepare myself for the trip,
everything weighs. Everything's taken into account. Now, do you know what they're thinking about planning to do with the shit?
Eating it.
No, you don't eat shit.
That's just wrong.
All right, they're going to bring it.
That's a sick joke.
Because talking about terraforming Mars,
you can't do like the RVs. They got like a little hole, or and then and then it closes, and then it goes out into space.
Well, what are you gonna do? Leave shit on Mars?
No. Like you're flying, you're 9 months, and you flush it, but it opens up a hole, and then it goes down to the.
It just go floating on.
Just floating.
No, but there are scientists who figured out what they're gonna do with their shit. Now, of course, terraforming Mars. They're talking about maybe bringing up a cow and some bull semen. So to save money on bringing up both a cow and a bull, just bringing up the cow with bull semen and inseminate her on Mars.
Who thinks of this shit?
Cows shit.
They're gonna eat
cows shit produces methane, and there are farmers who harvest methane and heat their farms in the wintertime.
And cow shit.
Now, cows are going to make shit.
The gas prices.
I haven't gotten to the point yet. They're going to take the shit, put it through a machine that locks the shit in plastic. Okay?
The cow shit? Or
cow shit.
Okay. And
use that to be a shield against the sun's radiation.
Cow shit and
cow
plastic.
Shit. Because You have to.
So we're surrounded by shit.
On Earth, we have our
ozone layers.
We have the ozone, and we also have our magnetic fields, which deflects the sun's radiation, which is what makes the aurora borealis up in the north, because that's the deflection of the sun's rays. And I'm getting real nerdy here.
Here he goes. So,
but on Mars there
does not have anything. So
it's not strong enough.
Why would they use shit?
Well, we need a shield.
Right. Or else you just...
So, I'm pretty sure we're going to go... They said you could even use water if you like. But...
Surrounded in a bubble of water.
But why not? Yeah, you can put something filled with water, and it will give you sufficient shielding from the sun's
So why do they
radiation.
automatically go to shit? What's the shit fetish
because
among NASA?
Nobody has figured out what to do with the shit.
So they're just going to...
Because it's not like the shit can decompose like it does here on Earth. The shit is a problem. Now, like I said, every ounce needs to be tracked because they need to know how to get these spaceships up and taking every ounce into effect. Do you know that there are some scientists that say I would be the perfect astronaut?
What? That you would?
Me, yes, me.
Why?
Okay, first and foremost, I've been playing video games since I was a kid.
Did you take a test or something?
No. I'll get to it. I've been playing video games since I was a kid, so I know how to work controls.
Toggles.
Yeah, toggles. I mean, hey, they could train a monkey.
Yeah. Pretty sure
I kind of have good hand-eye coordination. And once again, I've been so brainwashed by video games that I'd be easy to train to fly a space shuttle. Also,
you're a techie.
Being a fat fuck, being a fat bastard. Some scientists are proposing that we have fat astronauts, right? And they would live off their own fat reserves. And they'd give you some like bullshit paste and some multivitamins. And so instead of wasting money on storing food, I would live off my own fat.
You starve, basically.
And by the time I get to Mars, I'll be in shape.
Wow. Yeah, 6 to 9 months.
We may actually have fat astronauts.
You expect to see these buff astronauts loading. It's like this huge, and like your rascals because you can't. No, sir, you can't bring a rascal. Wow.
So
where do you go, fat people? Who would have thought obesity would be seen in a positive light?
Instead of wasting money storing food, you just have fat astronauts. So
exactly.
I would be a perfect astronaut.
This is it, Chris. We can podcast live.
And then, hey, if you could tweet from space, I'm pretty sure you could podcast from space.
Chris is just podcasting from Mars one day.
So,
just in his shithole. What a shitty planet, huh?
Another thing that they have to think about is that you are locked and I would say the shuttle can't be even bigger than my own bedroom.
Oh yeah,
you are locked
be walking around
in a room. No escape. The only escape is death.
Watch me freak out.
No escape with someone from 6 to 9 months.
Could you imagine the
Now the question being,
that would be a hell of a reality
is there
show.
Anybody that you can live with for 6 to 9 months? And I already answered my own question. Channing Tatum. Would you be locked in a box with Channing Tatum for 6 to 9 months?
Absolutely. Maybe you'd even have Mars babies. That's how great it would be.
They are also.
Who would you be locked with?
There are. I don't know. A lot of people. I'm pretty easy to get along with. It could be anybody.
Channing could just dance the whole 6 to 9 months. I'd be like, go Channing, go Channing.
And they are studying how sex, because in zero gravity, now our bodies are made to. Well, a woman's body is made to accept the sperm and pull it up and work it to the ovaries. Based. But no. The scientists theorize that women would have no problem getting pregnant in space.
I would have space babies.
And that would be the most famous. That would be the most famous baby in history.
And probably could be all jacked up or something. Like something would go wrong.
Well, the baby has to.
I'd have to have a nurse
get
on
used
board.
to it being no gravity. That's the one problem that they see.
My placenta,
because adults, we can get on a treadmill and stuff like that. How do you train a baby to
walk?
Strap a baby to it.
So it's just floating around.
A little baby never develops his muscles because he never has to use them. So you have to put a baby through physical therapy.
It'd be like a jellyfish, they're just like fat blobs that just go with the flow. Oh, my little jellyfish baby. It'd be like Futurama cartoons, like how they're like, bleh. That would be my love Pluto.
You have to strap little Pluto into his little mini treadmill for his first steps.
Look at him go. Channing
so,
would have, specifically on our spaceship, Channing would have to wear like a NASA-approved thong. That would be it. And that's it.
And speaking of, they discussed how people use the bathroom in outer space.
I feel like that's just like a
There
tube.
There is a suction tube. Yeah. Now get this.
Why can't that tube
There's a camera.
Of course there is. Why the hell? It's so...
You have to aim your poop. And using the camera,
I would be a mess.
You have to aim your poop to the vacuum tube because there are vents there that can get jammed up. So every shit is like playing bullseye at the carnival. You have to
Being an astronaut is just... It doesn't sound fun.
Oh, that sounds like hilarious. I would love to shit on the target.
I would my suit so many times. I'd be like, oh, damn it!
And
or
so
like
they have
you'd be
to
going
train.
to shit and like suddenly it's rocky terrain. It's like, oh.
Turbulence in space.
And it would go up into like your little mass. Suddenly it's like splattered. And like, well, this trip sucks.
And that's...
What a shitty trip.
It comes down to...
Shit.
Going, because people... get what they call cabin fever. You can go crazy in a small room.
I would be nuts the first day. Be like, all right, when's this rocking?
You get with Channing Tatum, and then
all right, Channing, it's been fun.
What if there's like another girl on the ship, and then like
kill that bitch?
He looks at her exactly. People would go fucking crazy, and you have to
go nuts and just.
So they don't. They're really because obviously you have to get along with someone if you're going to be in there for 9 months. But these people need a release.
That'd be a great reality show.
Yeah, and they're actually discussing
space.
what would a person need to mentally be ready to go to outer space?
Drugs.
Well, that's
to mellow out.
Some marijuana.
Yeah.
But you can't smoke. You can't smoke inside the ship because it's all oxygen. But you get
we should come up with something.
You get those humidifiers, the vaporizers, the THCA vaporizers.
That and
mellow out.
What's the other one?
Salvia?
Xanax?
Xanax, yeah. Mellow you out.
It's like nobody just moves. Everybody's just so mellow for 9 months.
And that's...
Great trip, guys.
Because you can't mellow yourself out too much because you're also constantly keeping life support going. So it's a weird balance. They're playing with the idea of, like that movie Biodome. They're playing with the idea... Biodome was a joke, but putting people experimenting with them now. Mm-hmm. Putting them in a small room, observing them, make sure they don't kill each other.
Right.
But, it's...
People are fucked up. Especially, for months on end, you're there, somebody's just gonna snap.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, why can't you put a hard drive on there, give them movies, give them video games, internet access? Yeah, I can stay, in an enclosed place. Yeah.
Enjoying his own company.
Give me some good video game, there's this one that came out a couple months ago called Skyrim. And the only reason I haven't played it is because I know my friends tell me how addictive it is.
Oh, okay.
And I don't need a game that's gonna suck me even more distracted from life. World of Warcraft. There's kids who have died.
Yeah.
In Asia, the parents are too busy playing a game where the kid starved to death.
Oh yeah, have you heard of even just kids in the U.S.
that they play for 30 hours straight or 50 hours straight?
Pulmonary embolism. Get the fuck off.
Because you're all hopped up on caffeine.
Fuck around. Go to the bathroom. Read a book for a minute. See what's going on in the world. Then go back to your game.
Do you think could you be locked in a room for 6 to 9 months? No. You'd be with Channing Tatum. You could pick and choose.
See, that would be fun for a little while, but that shit would get old.
You fucking shut the fuck up, Channing Tatum.
Just shut up. You just look good.
I'm sorry. I was a G.I. Joe.
See, I couldn't. That's too long. That is way too long. To be trapped in this one confined area.
Well, there's inmates who do time in solitary confinement.
They all snap. There's a reason why they're in solitary confinement. Because they snapped when they were in the bigger area.
Yeah. I think
it's
normal,
possible. Chris. They're not going to Mars. Nobody's putting them in there.
To me, it just seems obvious that you would give them video games and movies.
Entertainment.
Every night is a movie night. You know what I'm saying? And if you're if you're
Every
planning
night
for the
is
trip,
moving
you're
ahead.
obviously planning months in advance.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's not like a day before.
they tell you, look, you can't watch Batman, you can't because you know it'll be on the shuttle.
Right.
I'll be more than happy, they said, I mean, not that I would go crazy, but but then they give, people
6
give
to
you
9 months,
spoilers.
you think yes, but
I
6 to 9 months,
I think I could
stay.
be 6 to 9 months on a spaceship. And
After a
I'm
month,
so,
see ya. After a month, I gotta get out
I'm
there.
such a nerd, I would do it in a heartbeat. I mean, I don't feel great on the whole, starving myself kind of a deal, but,
kind of a deal breaker.
Yeah, that's kind of, don't just give me a multivitamin.
See, and then that you would be, real grouchy. And
Exactly, yeah. If you're, but I think they give you some sort of bullshit paste to kind of make your body go through the
you would
motions of
chuck
digesting
the paste
food.
Be like, fuck this, give me a burrito.
I need a fucking cheeseburger. I'll eat this bitch right here. Ah! Fucking bite into each
You would
other's
go
arm.
crazy. You
Zombie
would snap.
pie.
Everybody has a breaking point, and mine would come during that 6 to 9 months. Because that's a long ass time.
But before,
month,
I
maybe
mean,
I could do it.
hopefully, if we live to our expectancy, we should see it before we die.
That'd be cool.
And I,
Just going to Mars this week.
and like I said, I know, I like talking about some nerdy shit, and we may see it in our lifetime.
Chris is
People
going to
going
be
to
first
Mars.
to sign up. Live from
And
Mars.
and once they really get it up and going to Mars, because like I said, you can get there in a couple of weeks, but you need what they're doing is they save fuel because fuel's expensive. Is once you break gravity from Earth, gliding into when you get into the gravity field of Mars and let that pull you in. But I would do it in a heartbeat.
It's all about the gas prices. That's what it comes down to.
So what you got?
Oh, the big story.
Big story. Breaking news.
From Mars. Director Tony Scott jumped off the bridge.
That
California.
breaks my heart.
He's the director of big films like Man on Fire, Top Gun, Unstoppable was probably, I think, one of his most recent, they said. Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of huge actors.
Yeah, I mean...
Denzel Washington.
Yeah, he did a lot of movies
Tom
with Denzel
Cruise,
Washington. Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, Deja Vu. Was it Deja Vu? Is that on his list?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was
I
Deja
just got
Vu.
those top 3 there. So,
yeah, no,
that
Man
was
on
with
Fire.
Denzel. Man on Fire, great movie.
Man on Fire, great movie.
That's a movie I can't get sick of.
Now, Tony Scott, I mean, it's crazy because him and his brother are two big, huge directors. I mean, Ridley Scott, and Ridley Scott just did Prometheus this past summer. But I just heard this from you. You said that the rumor could be that he has.
I just read it recently on Yahoo that he has an inoperable brain tumor, so that might have been the reason why.
That might have been.
That
could be what...
Because he left notes and everything, so it was a suicide. It wasn't like...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he left notes. Those weren't released.
Oh, so it wasn't... I was, some people, I was going to say might have been the brain tumor drove him crazy.
Yeah. No, yeah, he left notes.
So it was premeditated. Holy shit.
And,
I'm just learning about it right now. Yeah. I mean, I knew about he committed suicide.
Oh, and then they showed, I guess a couple of years ago, I don't know, I didn't read the full thing, but they showed, pictures, actually, of him. He was doing, I'm guessing, a movie or something. Mm-hmm. Or some photo shoot, who the hell knows. But he was there in front of that bridge, a couple of years ago. The same spot. Kind of eerie.
I mean...
Well, I'm sure he was familiar with the bridge,
and I'm definitely not making light of it, because I respect Tony Scott's work big. But, if you're gonna go big. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not trying to make a joke about it, but, what I used to say is, if I'm going to commit suicide, I would go up to, the biggest mobster. I go, to the biggest underworld guy and just smack him in the face, call him a bitch. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to go out,
go out.
Some people commit what they call suicide by cop, when you face the cops. Just go out big time. And, I definitely recommend to anybody
to go big.
No, on YouTube, there's a video called Beat the Devil, and it was directed by Tony Scott. It was part of, about 5 years ago, BMW produced these mini movies, and they had some big time directors, Tony Scott being one of them. And I know they were produced by David Fincher, and I love David Fincher, the director of Fight Club and Benjamin Button, Panic Room, Seven.
Got a thing for Brad Pitt, huh?
Yeah, Brad Pitt's in all these movies, And but they were produced by David Fincher, and the one is called Beat the Devil. It's got Gary Oldman playing the devil. It's got James Brown playing. I'm sorry, that's these microphones are so good you can hear
Chris
bubbling.
His bubbling stomach.
I'm drinking a big, huge cup of after last night drinking 8 cups of coffee. Now I'm drinking another big giant cup. Greeny. But yeah, it's got James Brown as himself, Clive Owen, who I think is a fantastic actor, Danny Trejo, who's in it, but he's not, he doesn't really talk. There's a cameo by Marilyn Manson, and what it's about is James Brown, when he was young, sold his soul to the devil to become James Brown.
Story. He really did. He could have.
And now, and that shows you this movie came out years ago when James Brown was still alive.
Right.
And he hires Clive Owen, the driver of the BMW, to help him because he wants to go back to the devil to re-up his contract because now he's getting old. He can't do the splits anymore. And Gary Oldman plays a terrific devil because he's just so weird and creepy, and he rides around a little rascal, but he doesn't need to. And he looks very indulgent. He's wearing lipstick smeared across his face.
Typical devil.
Typical devil with lipstick. Real crazy. It's so stylistic. And then what happens is Danny Trejo drives Gary Oldman, and they have this souped up muscle car versus the BMW, and they're driving the strip in Las Vegas at sunrise. And it's such a, would you go on? And Tony Scott was such a visionary. And I mean, yeah, it's a commercial for fucking BMWs, but
it's like a little mini movie.
The movie, I watched that movie and it inspires me. It makes me want to and I'm not, if I was to ever make a movie, the last thing I would do is make an action movie because I don't have that vision for action, but I watched that and it just gets me
Boner.
So look it up on YouTube. It's called Beat the Devil. And yes, it's a commercial for BMW, but it's a great fucking movie.
By Tony Scott.
One
of the many things he's done.
Man on Fire. Great fucking movie. And like I said, I was dragged to see Man on Fire because I didn't know what it was about.
Oh, okay.
And my mom wanted to see it. And my mom thought it was this heartfelt movie about a security guard and the little girl he has to take care of. So the beginning of the movie was from my mom, where it's all sweet, and she calls him Curvy Sea Bear.
Yeah, and
then about halfway through the movie,
crazy.
Fucking
it's the fan.
Denzel Washington turns into such a fucking badass.
I don't give a shit.
And starts killing everyone. And then my mother starts covering her eyes because my mother's very sensitive. So it's the beginning of the movie was for her. The second half of the movie was for me.
It's a movie I cannot get sick of. There was a time it was always on FX,
TNT
and I was like,
or
"Oh,
something."
cool, it's on. No matter what part, I always, no matter what, cry at the end.
And it's such a,
but it was a great movie.
And so you said, well, I mean, the rumor is he has an inoperable tumor.
That's what I last read.
And unfortunately,
he had
my friends, I lost a good friend of mine in 2007. His name was Jimmy, and he had a brain tumor. And we can joke about it today. The first time he was with his girlfriend at the time, and they had just finished fooling around. And Jimmy was like me. Jimmy was a chubby guy. And I was a lot heavier than Jimmy, but he was a big boy.
Big astronaut.
And his girlfriend at the time, and her nickname behind her back was Olive Oil. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
She was this thin little thing.
Olive Oil.
And so his brain tumor actually started having seizures because the brain tumor was pushing against the skull back to his brain, causing him to have a tumor. Yeah. So he was flopping on top of her. We can goof about it now because I've spoken about it, and I'm not being disrespectful because I love Jimmy like a brother. So she had, somehow she got out from under him. She called 911, and they checked him out, and they said, "You have a brain tumor."
Was he naked when they arrived?
What was that?
Was he naked when they arrived?
I think she dressed him or whatever. And so they took him to the hospital, and they did major surgery. They, the barbarians that we are in this day and age. And one day, this shit's going to be like a joke, like polio was back in the day.
Right.
So, they literally cut open his skull. And when it comes to the brain, there's so many sensitive brain cells that you have to be careful what you cut because you may get part of the brain and fuck them up or paralyze them. And so actually they had to leave some of the cancerous material in his brain because they can't, it's not a perfect science. It's not, so, he was good and healthy for another couple of years. Then it came back. It grew back. And they had surgery again. They took it out again.
They didn't do chemo or anything?
Oh, he was he
sometimes
was
sketchy.
Well, there's always
sketchy, but
because people always get that confused because there's chemo. Chemo stands for chemicals, and you're basically eating poison.
Yeah.
You're
You get sick
eating
for
poison
the whole
pills,
time you're on
and what they hope is that the poison will kill the cancer
Right.
and not kill you. He was on chemo. He was always worn out. He was
Right,
always.
you're just
And
out
when
of
we
it.
were years ago, before any of this happened, he always used to complain about having headaches and stuff like that. And guys being guys, we used to bust a shock. Fuck you. You're just lazy.
So I don't know how long
you don't want
had it.
to like.
You're just lazy.
He would have a job, and I mentioned that before. He used to work in the movie theater, and he quit, and my other boy took over the job. And we used to bust his chops. You're just fucking lazy and all this shit. And then it breaks my heart because, like I said, Jimmy is like a fucking brother to me. And it's funny, like I mentioned in the other episode, the 20-sided die. I actually have a 20-sided die tattooed on my arm because Jimmy, we used to play Dungeons and Dragons, and Jimmy was always what they call the dungeon master, the DM, the game master, or whatever. So Jimmy used to run the games, and let me tell you, when Jimmy ran game, I had friends that dropped out of college because they were too busy playing games with Jimmy.
They were too busy playing the game.
I swear to God.
You know, Jimmy made people drop out of school for the damn game.
And we used to bust the chops. Oh, you could run a game, but you can't have a job? Yeah. It's harder to run a game than and guys would play days on end in this house. And,
Dungeons and Dragons.
And, you know,
we should do like a documentary. Dungeons and Dragons ruined my life.
And I have friends, you know, and... You know, like our core group of friends and all, like where I grew up. I mean, I grew up with a bunch of nerds, but our friends, outside our little group was a bunch of hoodlums. But we're all friends. And so,
badass nerds.
These guys, who I love, and they're, you know, they'd all come over and play Dungeons and Dragons. And it's funny to play Dungeons and Dragons with hoodlums. Because... They want to be the highest, greatest thing. Because half the fun of playing Dungeons & Dragons is...
running the shit?
It's good starting out as a scrub, building your way up to being a badass. You know, these guys come in...
They want to be the badass right away.
And, you know, Jimmy would get... Because they're thick books, just filled with characters. I mean, like, literally, volumes.
Who created Dungeon?
Oh, I forgot his name.
Come on, you don't know?
I should know his name. I'm going to lose nerd credit for forgetting his name.
I'll find it.
And then we were playing original Dungeons and Dragons. Then we played for a little while advanced Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, there's a different one.
But there are books literally filled with hundreds of pages of characters. And the dungeon master would throw these characters at you and stuff like that. And then there was books dedicated to the heroes that you can be. Your character sheets. Gygax. What's his name?
Ugh. Gary Gygax.
Gary Gygax, yeah.
Awkward
That's
name.
his name. Gary Gygax.
Gygax.
And so we would play for hours on end. Now, all our hoodlum friends who would come and play, and I love you guys. I don't think they're listening, but I love you guys. Like Jimmy would get a new book, and they would go through the pages and see like what the most powerful thing is. Moon elf. Then all of a sudden...
First of all, you people are saying moon elf.
Moon elf. And then all of a sudden, all of them want to be moon elves. Oh, I want to be a moon elf. I want to be a black moon elf. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I want to be a dark moon elf. And, you know, I got a predatory hatchet, and I got the wand of wandering, I got a bag of holding, you know, and... I know it sounds... Well, that's, you know, half the fun of playing Dungeons & Dragons was being the scrub, working your way up to being a badass. These guys want to be badasses out the gate. And so what I loved was, whenever a guy got a little too big for his britches, Jimmy would just, like, pull out the book and get, like, the most monstrous monster. And you walk into a cave, and, like, literally, they started playing 20 minutes ago. And like I said, games could go on for days. You could really get into it.
Out of school.
Yes, exactly. I had friends that dropped out of school because they were too busy playing. And guys who went to class late, like they're in the middle of the game, fuck that, I'm not going to leave now. And so these upstarts are friends who, you know, you want to be a moon elf? All right, motherfucker, let me throw this fucking 3-headed Cerberus at you, you know, the dog from hell, you know, and the Cerberus is 60 feet tall, and, you know, and he would put them in their place. They spent all this time creating this great character, and then once you died, you're dead. Like, we played basically that once your character died, that's it. You might as well throw out the piece of paper. It doesn't count. With us,
cutthroat at Dungeons.
There's no resurrection. There's no Jesus Christ back after 3 days. When you're dead, you're dead. You could write another character, but that's what he did because these guys were little upstarts. He you know, fuck, you want to be a badass? Let's see how badass you are against this fucking 60-foot 3-headed dog.
Got real. That is crazy.
And then, unfortunately...
These role-playing games. It's called role-playing.
I loved role-playing. And when Jimmy's tumor came back the third time, the doctors basically said, we don't operate a third time. Mm. And now, of course, let's be real here, Jimmy was broke. Jimmy was poor. I think if he came from a family with money, I'm pretty sure they would operate. They would
operate as many times as they needed.
But they said, we don't operate a third time. So they basically left him to die. Mm. And, anybody who knows me knows that, like, Jimmy's closer to me than my own fucking blood brother. You know what I'm saying? And when he passed, it was a
dungeon master.
Yeah. And, like, when I wrote my book, like, I was just talking about my book right before he died. And he was one of those, like, stop fucking talking about it and just write it. Stop being a bitch. Stop talking about it and just do it already. So, like, he was kind of like my inspiration to write my book, and I love him to death.
R.I.P. Jimmy. Thanks for being Chris's inspiration.
Sorry. Okay.
Anything else you got? Another.
Well, no, I got a couple things.
Phyllis Diller died. 95.
What?
Yeah, I just read a time. 95 years old.
95. Phyllis
Diller.
Diller.
A long time.
A lot of female comedians have to fucking tip their hat to her.
It's going crazy on Twitter, all the female comedians.
Yeah, Phyllis Diller was so fucking funny, and
she lived a good 95. That's good.
You know, I know her more from watching reruns of, or like the 80s game shows where they had, like, Phyllis Diller, Flip Wilson, there was like a rotation of these C-list celebrities that were always on game shows because they were funny as hell. Mm-hmm. For a woman, when she was coming up, that's not when women were, known for being in comedy and stuff like that.
Rivers were kind of.
Yeah, and the joke was that she was ugly, and my child toy, they wanted the dog to play with me, so they gave me pork chops, and they tied the pork chops around my neck or something like that.
Right, you can't laugh at yourself.
That's news to me. I did not know.
Yeah, it just came out today.
Wow, Phyllis Diller. Wow, rest in peace, Phyllis Diller.
I think it was just natural causes.
Yeah, 95.
95 is
by the time you hit 95, you've had a good run.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, died peacefully in her sleep and with a smile on her face.
Oh, shit. See, that's the way to... I don't know. You either slap a mobster or die... those are my two extremes. I'm either going to go slapping a mobster or
die peacefully with a smile on your face.
Unless you slap a mobster, he waits till you go to sleep and then...
Yeah, right? You do a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, rest in peace, Phyllis Diller, man.
Thank you for this female comedian making
fucking trailblazer.
Yeah, trailblazing.
Wow.
And big news, I haven't heard it yet.
Uh-huh.
Your girl, the Octomom.
Suleiman.
Yeah, what's her real name? Octomom?
Nadia Suleiman? Or was it no? I know the last name is Suleiman.
Yeah, well, the Octomom has a single out called "Sexy Party."
Sexy Party. I heard about that.
Trying to be so sexy. She's got
She
kids.
was dating like a young 20-something-year-old guy, bodybuilder, and he left her because she was too crazy. How crazy do you have to be?
And he was good looking, but
for a guy who
wrong with him.
just gym tan laundry kind of guy?
That's all he does.
How crazy do you have to be for him to go fuck that?
Right. And I heard. I don't know if she's still doing it, but I guess, she was, stripping at whatever club.
Yeah.
It was, her new gig. And all the other strippers were like, no, it's great having her here. It brings in customers and we get more money.
Yeah, of course.
She sucks, but it's great.
Yeah, because all the guys show up for the night, and it's not like she could pay attention to everybody.
Right,
so
it's so funny.
It's time for the other vultures to...
Yeah, how crazy do you have to be to... Because they dated for a month or something. And he was young. He was 20-something.
Yeah, that's the time to hang out all the time and have the crazy times. And even he was like, fuck that.
This is too much for me, man. Alright, see ya. What's the deal with her? Why is she... What's this whole sex thing? Again, she's got 8 kids. Why? Stay home, girl. Stay home.
She's crazy. She's mentally unbalanced.
They should take those kids away at this point. Because clearly she's busy in the studio.
Yeah,
with their sexy party song.
If there are people around her that are taking care of the kids.
Right. But are they? I feel like she's always having money trouble.
Well, no, she's having money trouble, but I don't know her situation, but if there's people there taking care of the kids...
That's one thing.
I don't think she should be taken away from her kids, but, what I'm saying, hopefully, if the kids are getting taken care of...
I know, you never hear anything on that.
But 8 kids, holy shit. I got one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got my stepson, but, my one daughter... Because, my mom, if she's not fucking happy enough... She's you know, you gonna have any more bambinos? And I was like,
yeah, not right now. Let's give it some time.
Slow down. I was like,
watching,
I meet the right woman, and of course, if I get into another like long-term relationship, I'm pretty sure the next woman would want a kid to trap me.
Everybody's trying to trap Chris.
But hey, I'm a good catch, goddammit. So yeah, I'd probably have another kid if I'm in a stable, long-term, normal fucking relationship.
I was watching Kevin Hart the other day. He was on. It must have been. Oh, he was like hosting Chelsea Lately or something because she wasn't there. And he was saying because it was around the time when she had the Octomom had her
the porn tape.
Yeah, whatever she had out. Was it her master? It must have been just her.
It was her masturbating, and I saw the picture you're talking about where she's there and there's like clotheslines in the background of the baby clothes. That is such a fucking turn off.
Yeah, so I got Kevin Hart's like, yeah, of course I watched it. He's going on how he's, jerking off and watching, and then all of a sudden he's like, and then a baby goes by, and I'm like, wait, what the hell is that? He's like, all right, just keep continuing. So I don't know really if there was a baby who went by, but that would have been hysterical. Just like,
look, like, and being a single dad.
Like, look, that's not right to have your baby's clothes hanging.
That is...
While you're...
Babies are a turnoff. And I know that's fucked up for me to say because I'm a single dad.
You're trying to get in the mood. You're not...
Guys do not want to know... I mean, in the most basic ways. I mean, obviously, every guy's a dog. We want to fuck everything that doesn't have a dick. But, hey, I'm keeping it real with you. But when a kid is such a fucking libido killer... because you go out with a girl and she's all sexy and looking good, and I mean, she'll tell you she has a kid, and everything will be all hot and heavy, and then you come home
and it's there,
and you hear like knock, 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 mommy, and
like,
that takes air out of the sails. I mean, you lose your heart out real quick when you're like, mommy, and like I said, I know, and for the ladies. I don't think I'm some scumbag. I'm a fucking single dad myself, so, and then...
It's just awkward.
Yeah, and I understand that the next person I meet, it's gotta be like, oh yeah, I have a kid, you know what I'm saying? And then I have to be careful
because I don't... see the kid right now.
I gotta be careful who I bring around my daughter, So, it's just a weird... It's a weird dynamic. So, ladies, don't think I'm some scumbag that's saying, oh, you don't want to get some girl with a kid, because... that was, when I was younger, that was a joke. It was like, instant soup, you just add water. Well, instant family, just add daddy. Because there are women out there with some fucking kids and they've made some bad decisions. And, like, it's always the same story. Stop having inmates' kids. Stop.
Right. And maybe daddy could be around.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I guess I'm the last one to talk about choose right who you can have a kid with, because I obviously didn't take my own advice. But, it's, I don't know.
Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey. I think Mariah Carey's on board for being American Idol. Now I guess Nicki Minaj it's not confirmed, but it's pretty much is.
Nicki Minaj is going to be a
American
judge?
Idol.
On American Idol. What about, whatever happened to Charlie Sheen?
I haven't heard anything about him.
And that's crazy, because... Very seriously, that anger management show is hilarious.
Yeah, I've seen...
I think it's fucking... Now, once again, here we're going to Bob's Burgers situation.
Oh, God, he hates that show.
Well, no. You got anger management, then you got Wilfred, then you got Louie.
Right.
I hate Wilfred.
I have no desire to watch it. I've not seen it.
So fucking
I don't get the whole dressed up as a dog thing.
But
I love Louie.
The gist of the show is you don't know if the dog is real or not.
So it's like him imagining his dog.
It could be.
Is that what the whole thing
and
is?
The last episode, now, the only reason I'm watching this show, the same reason, like, the only reason I watch Bob's Burgers is because it's between The Simpsons and Family Guy. The only reason I watch Wilfred is it's between anger management and Louie.
Mm-hmm. Love Louie.
The last episode, what's the kid's name? The kid Frodo.
Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood, who I like as an actor. I loved Lord of the Rings. Elijah Wood meets his mother in an episode. Now, his mother is batshit crazy.
Okay.
So they keep alluding to the fact that he may be totally crazy and we're seeing his world where he's normal, but he's not normal to the real world. They keep, because I believe this show is based on another show that was in Australia. And they never answered the question in the Australian version.
Okay.
And I guess they're never going to answer the question in the American version.
When I saw the previews, I never had that desire to watch it. Like, I don't get this whole dog thing.
So it could be that he really does have a dog, but he's kind of crazy, so he gives the dog a personality in his mind. Some people say there's no dog whatsoever. And I cannot
like Lost.
stand.
It's going to end in like this whole bad thing, and everybody's going to be pissed.
Now, mind you, I'm wasting way too much time talking about this fucking show. Anger management is very funny. One thing I like about...
He looks like shit, though, I feel. Charlie Sheen. He looks terrible. One episode I saw, he just looks so pale and just aged.
One thing you'll never notice, you'll never see his stomach in any scene. He'll be in the shower, he'll be in the bed without a shirt.
He usually has like that.
He always has his gut covered up.
Yeah, he usually has like that.
Because even the last episode, he's in the shower, and like his ex-wife walks into the bathroom, whatever, but... There's like and not that it's covering his dick or anything like that. It's right under like his chest. Because every shirt that he's wearing, you see his paunch, you see the belly, and you'd think a crackhead would be skinny.
I know. What are you eating, man?
Yeah. Well, maybe he's getting better, and some people sublimate the drugs with food, so maybe he's eating well.
But his face, he looks like shit. Yeah. I don't know,
and he has fake veneers. His teeth are all fake. They said he has no teeth whatsoever.
I've seen photos where he's missing his teeth. It's like, man, why are you smiling? Why are you smiling in this photo? Like, cut it out.
Now, one thing, and I'm not even detracting it from the show, is there's a million things going on in the show. He's got
10 different storylines.
He's got the prisoners that he's doing the anger management. He's got his home people. He's got an ex-wife. He's got a girlfriend who's also his therapist. I think what they did was, just to cover the bases, just in case he went crazy again, there'd be enough other storylines to play with.
He needs some time to rest again.
But as of right now, and I'm not taking... I love anger management. Anger management. I think it's a funny show. And what I like is with FX is, first and foremost, all the women on the show are at different degrees of fucking hot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
They got like
the crazy Indian girl that that's in this original group.
Yeah, she's from Saturday Night Live, right?
No, she looks like the girl from Saturday Night Live. She looks like
I don't know her
name. Something Petrod.
I have no idea.
Yeah, no,
but she looks like her.
She looks like her. Nasim Petrod.
Yes,
that's her name. But it's not her. It looks like her. Actually, I think that girl's younger.
You would know their age.
Yeah, she's hot.
And what's her name?
Selma Hayek. No, I mean, not Selma Hayek. Selma Blair. Selma Hayek. Selma Blair.
See, it's not like all blonde.
I mean, she still has big bags under her eyes, but...
Poor girl's tired.
Selma Blair has been in a billion fucking movies. How come I'm seeing more of her half naked in this show? Every episode, she's in her dress slip and a bra. And God bless her. But I mean, she's done Scream and...
Did she do Scream?
Wasn't she like the main character in all the Scream movies?
Campbell.
That's Neve Campbell?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't you ever.
No, I'm sorry. No. Selma Blair was in the Hellboy movies. I'm sorry. See, I can always bring it back to comic book movies.
I know. Somebody's always been in a...
But that's the whole thing is, how come I haven't seen her half naked elsewhere? She has a smoking little body on her.
She did the... Noureen Dewulf is the Indian one that I thought was...
Yeah.
But she's real pretty.
And then his daughter is the daughter from the George Lopez show.
Yeah, whatever her name is. Let me see. But Selma Blair was in the Cruel Intentions where they did the...
Oh, I never...
Her and Sarah Michelle Gellar did the makeout.
I didn't see Cruel Intentions. I'm aware of it. Oh. I think I might have...
You've probably seen the kissing.
I think I might have been forced to watch it once. Bullshit. And I remember they goofed on that... I know they goofed on the kiss in like Not Another Teen movie. Where she kisses the old broad.
So gross. Daniela Babadilla.
And then his ex-wife, who she's the only one, and like, not that she's not hot. I mean, she's hot, but for ex-wife, she's ex-wife hot.
She's just ex-wife hot, not first wife hot.
Yeah, so anger management, like I said, there's a million things going on, but I think it's genuinely funny. And like I said, I guess they want to have so much stuff going on just in case.
Somebody has a reputation for
and you got
needing a break.
Blair.
Who? What?
Butler?
Brett Butler.
Brett Butler. Yeah, Brett Butler.
She hasn't been around forever.
You would think with Hollywood, she's been through some shit because she does not look good. And I'm not trying to insult her. I'm just saying is with all this wonderful Hollywood magic, you would think they would try to make her look a little better. She looks jacked up, but I think she's funny. She's funny as a comedian.
I wonder what happened.
But anger management, and then Louie,
Louie.
on the other side of that shit sandwich with great bread. Wilfred is the shit, and you got great bread and anger management, and great bread with Louie. Louie is like,
I love
what I like about Louie is that it's very, very unconventional. Because, he writes, directs, he does everything. Like, Fox throws him a paycheck, and he does every bit. So the shows are very weird. It's not formulaic.
Right, it's not. It's different.
There's episodes where he's gone to Afghanistan. This one episode, well, I don't even want to spoil it, but he goes to go visit his father. He hasn't seen his father in years. And Louis C.K. is Mexican.
Yeah.
He's half Mexican, which is I guess.
It's like George Lopez.
Yeah. Well, no, that's, I put that on a post that every joke George Lopez has is about being Mexican. Mm-hmm. Louis C.K., who's half Mexican, you never hear about it. It's not part of his act.
You wouldn't know it.
Louis C.K. is like me. Well, then,
guy.
I'm full-blooded Puerto Rican, but, But there's, I'm not doing beans and rice jokes all the time.
Or are you?
Yeah, so, like I said, fuck Wilfred.
Fuck Wilfred.
I don't know. Whoever has that show... Once again, and it's Fox again, like Bob's Burgers, because FX and Fox are the same.
Yeah, it's the same. People.
There's that other show, Totally Biased with W. Kamau Bell. It's this black guy with glasses and
and he's talking about how there's no black Superman or whatever.
Yeah, well, he goes, I want to be a comedian or Spider-Man, but there's no black Spider-Man. And of course,
I haven't seen that.
It's a little hacky, as in black comedians.
Going off of
every joke is about being black and stuff like that. But he makes some good points. And I watched...
It just started, right?
I saw one episode, and then I actually watched one episode on demand at my mom's house, because my mom has cable. The shows are hilarious. And it's funny, because he attacks all these, conservative Republicans. Mm-hmm. But Fox is owned by the most conservative Republican... even though he's from Australia, he's a known racist. He's a very powerful... It's funny how, Fox, back in the day, you had Married with Children and all these. Fox is known for all this the programming that's lowest common denominator. Police, world's deadliest police chases, and cops and Married with Children. All these shows that cater to people who aren't conservative.
Right.
Quite the opposite. Yet all the money's being raked in going to a very ultra-conservative guy.
Well, Simpsons always do that, too. They've done some... some, Fox News jokes and stuff that go,
Yeah, and all that money is going to Rupert Murdoch and going to Fox News. But it's such a...
So they must have some tolerance.
It's such a...
and respect.
But to me, it just makes you more evil. It's bad enough being conservative Republican, because that's evil in my eyes, but that you're making money off of stuff.
Right.
You're making money off your enemies
and then
to power your machine.
Yeah.
Because I heard the same thing, and look, I really don't give a fuck. Urban Outfitters.
No.
I don't. You know what? If I sound a little lazy, it's because
you are.
When I talk into the microphone, I hear with a little bit of a delay, so it fucks up my tongue.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. I'm going with my tongue. Fat guys eat anything. My friend sent me this thing online. Oh, Urban Outfitters, their money goes to this ultra-conservative thing. And first and foremost, I'm like, fuck Urban Outfitters, because they don't sell my size.
And I've never shopped there.
It's like, oh, they cater to the hipster crowd, but the money really goes to ultra-conservatives. And like I said, first and foremost, fuck Urban Outfitters. But if that was the case, it's just, like I said, it makes you more evil. It makes you worse than a Bond villain. When you're making money off the people that you're oppressing, that you want to oppress.
Right.
And W. Kamau Bell being a political satirist.
Yeah.
The guy who signs his check is a guy who wants him wiped the fuck off the planet. All right. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No. Did Expendables 2 fall off the truck for you?
No, I haven't. Well, actually, I've been out of town.
So
I've been in my mother's house, and my only source of internet is my phone. Now, about 2 episodes ago, because I don't know if this is going to be a couple episodes ago, I edited the show on my computer. I put the file on my phone, and I uploaded our episode from my phone. in downtown Manhattan, with no internet around except my data service through AT&T. And trust me, I'm not plugging AT&T. I mean, but for some, for a techie like me, I went through a lot of fucking bullshit to get that episode uploaded because I wanted to make sure it was released on time.
No, I didn't know. Well, it's just
so I've been without internet access.
So maybe this weekend.
No movie has fallen off the truck for me just yet.
Maybe this weekend it'll happen. Well,
my friends online are saying it's fantastic.
My brother saw it; he loved it.
I'm looking forward to see it. I mean, if there was somebody who wanted to go, if I knew somebody, let's go, I would go. I'm super excited. I'm so glad Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like a bootleg copy down in New York City. They're always selling. They always suck though. They're the worst.
It's hard because all the bootleg copies is the same stuff they stream online anyway.
Yeah.
They just put it on a physical disc. First and foremost, it's kind of hard to find those guys in New York City now.
Really? Usually?
The police really I honestly, I see more guys here up in Rochester than in New York City when it comes to the
What I saw a couple of years ago, which they started doing, was, most likely it was an Asian woman. She would come on the subway with like a suitcase and then see the coast is clear and then eventually go up and down and say DVD. I've seen that a lot going on, and I was like, really? No,
yeah.
You're not taking it to the
NYPD has really cracked down. And once again, I don't know if they covered it up here in Rochester, there was a huge Louis Vuitton bust.
Oh, really?
For counterfeit. Now, it was on the news. Now, correct me if I believe it was Louis Vuitton because the shoes are supposed to have a red sole. The underpart of the sneaker. The sneaker. It shows you how
Louis
out of it.
Vuitton or something.
Louis Vuitton
with the red
is notorious for having the red underpart of the shoe. This was the first time they actually saw counterfeit Louis Vuittons with actual red.
I've heard of that with the shoes. I've heard of it obviously with the purses and all that.
And
I did not know they tapped into that.
They said,
how'd they know they were?
Someone must have tipped them off. Oh. They said that this shipment that they intercepted, the street value, would have netted $18 million.
Wow.
I mean, who knows? There's probably $30 made in some other country. But it was the first time they saw fake Louis Vuitton with the red soles. Yeah. But my point is, of course, me as a male, I shouldn't know all this. But you know what it is the only reason they give a fuck is that's $18 million that they weren't going to get their taxes on. I could stop fucking drugs for Christ's sake. Don't worry about fucking Louis Vuitton.
What I loved was don't worry about fashion.
Yeah.
What I loved, intercept like a big Coke deal, like the big shipment of Coke.
Drugs are fucking huge, flowing into this country, and you're gonna focus on Louis Vuitton. But the point is, they want their cut. Uncle Sam wants his cut of the action.
There was what's funny, and they probably still do it. I mean, just when you go on Canal Street, it's known in New York. That's where you go get your, fake bags.
The fake bags.
so you go and you pick out the bag you want, and they'll be like, "Okay, come here." What?
It's like a drug deal.
Yeah, it's like, come here, and then they take you up into, it's creepy as hell.
Yeah, you got to pay one guy
into the
warehouse
attic of the warehouse. You're like, what the fuck is this where I'm gonna die? Whatever. And then right in front of you, they'll sew on the whatever symbol you want, like Chanel. Louis Vuitton, and they'll sew it real quick, and there you go.
Oh my god!
And they're like, "Okay, you want this?" And then
like I said,
it's so sketchy.
Yeah, of course.
And then when the police come down, they have the gates that come down. That come down.
It's like a drug deal because,
it's funny to watch.
Not that I would know, but when you buy drugs, you give money to one person,
right? It's a whole.
Then they redirect you to somebody else to go down the block.
It's a whole session where you're like, "Is this?"
And now that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing with the with the bags now. You pay one and. In my experience, it's been African guys, and I'm just speaking my experience. I'm not trying to be
I figure the Asian guys are Asian. The Asian predominantly are doing the sewing and all that.
Oh no! But I mean, the guys on the street, the guys who redirect you, in my experience, have always been African. And once again, I try to be as knowledgeable as I can. It's always like Nigerian, because Nigerians kind of have that certain, hello, my name is Tunde Koliosho, and I'm here to lecture you on kinetic energy.
But I think the whole thing is, I guess, if they, have the bag out front in their store with no logo, what would you call it?
Oh, okay. So it's not counterfeit, yeah. But if you go upstairs, then they get you that.
So creepy.
Because I guess, my ex-wife got, she got the official Louis Vuitton. I mean, she used to get the fake ones, but she's paid $700 for a fucking purse. And, like, you'd open it up and you see, like, the little, like, silver panel sewed in on the lining. Yeah. And don't get me wrong. The bags were well made. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, shit, for $700.
Right, they're well made. It's not...
We better be passing this down to our fucking grandchildren. Or two, I should be able to stick my dick in it. I should get a Louis Vuitton pocket pussy for $700. Because then I could see spending $700.
I know a girl that paid, like, $1,200 for, like, a Fendi bag. Like, she went to the store and did it. I was like, really? I
don't...
some of that money if you were willing to throw it away.
I never got it, which is why she's my ex-wife.
Honestly, I don't, and that's because I'm weird. I guess a weird girl. I don't.
Yeah, no, it's sensible. To impress no man on the face of the planet goes, wow, did you see her Louis Vuitton purse?
The only one that does are the ones that are not interested in dating. Okay?
Exactly, they don't want pussy.
It's not getting you into
No man has ever said, did you see the nails on her? Did you see the shoes on her?
And half the time you're bringing that bag everywhere you go. So if you go out to the bar, that shit's gonna get nasty, okay? You go out to eat, that shit's gonna get nasty. Or somebody's gonna steal it. I know a girl who put a bag, it wasn't the bag that got stolen, but she had her purse open, on the back. They were out to dinner on the back of the chair there. Mm-hmm. Her iPhone and all her eye stuff basically was taken out of her purse. All she was doing was she went out to dinner.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked up. So easily, if you have an expensive bag, somebody will easily take that.
Yeah, it's not... I don't get it. It's a... Well, I mean, I get it that it's a status symbol amongst women, but I just... I mean, guys, guys get cars, but, but then again, cars can get alarm systems and tracking devices and put in garages.
Than a purse.
$700 for a bag.
Right. That you just have to watch.
Yeah, you're going out now. You're walking around with You might as well just pin $700 to your arm.
The whole night, like you don't want anybody to touch it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you have to be careful where you put it down at. Mm-hmm. You don't want it to get dirty.
People will steal. People don't give a shit.
Yeah, I get it, but I don't get it. I get why they do it. I just don't.
Give it to charity, damn it.
Yeah, so for $700, I better be able to stick my dick in this thing. It better make me come.
You can stick your dick in it. Nobody's saying you can put a fleshlight in it.
Get that stitching.
Look at that stitching.
Now,
yes, Christopher.
Olivia Wylde.
Okay.
Totally off topic.
Olivia Wylde.
I was watching that movie, The Change Up, with Ryan Reynolds, your boyfriend.
Yes.
And
I never saw it. And
Jason Bateman.
I like him. You hate him.
I don't care for him.
I like him. And
they might as well just call that movie. You get to see Olivia Wilde's side of her nipple. They might as well just call that movie.
Chris.
I fell in love with Olivia Wilde in Tron.
I always hear her name.
She was in House, like the last 2 seasons.
Oh, okay. Yes, I did know that.
And she came into my world because she was in Tron.
Came into my world.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's certain people don't hit my radar unless they're in like science fiction movies. Okay. She was in Tron. Tron Legacy. Excuse me, Tron Evolution is a video game. Tron Legacy, Tron Legacy is a good movie that people haven't. But then again, Tron Legacy steals a lot from, not steals. Good artists steal. No, is it bad artists steal? Oh no.
Here we go.
They say,
I have no idea.
Bad artists borrow. Good artists steal. It's a lot of mythology. It's actually stealing a lot from Greek mythology and stuff like that. Tron Legacy. And Olivia Wilde's in the movie. But of course, it being a Disney movie, you don't get to see the side of her nipple. Well,
damn.
Go rent The Change Up and just watch the last half an hour.
And that's all.
And she strips for Ryan Reynolds and she pulls off her pants and she has a nice little. And I'm not an ass man, but she got some nice legs.
Stuff that I didn't know she was in.
She was in House, and in House she was sexy in House. Don't get me wrong, but
doctor.
Yeah.
She got that lab coat.
But guys, I don't care much for the movie. It's one of those fucking Freaky Friday, vice versa movies.
But just last half hour.
Buy the DVD, or not buy the, rent the DVD and just watch the last half an hour. She strips down for Ryan Reynolds' character and she pulls off and she is wearing these little lacy panties and the side nipple and oh my gosh, she is fucking hot. I love that scene so much. That's in my notes. It just says Olivia Wilde.
It says Olivia Wilde. ...
Oh my god, excuse me.
Yes.
These mics pick up everything. Have you heard about Pussy Riot?
Yes, it's a girl group, right?
It's a Russian.
I kept seeing Pussy Riot in like the news. I'm like, what the fuck? So finally, I just clicked it, and I was like, oh.
It's a Russian punk rock band, and they decided they were at a temple.
Yeah, in Russia.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know what denomination the temple was. I don't know if it was Jewish or.
I feel like
They bum rushed the stage. I believe they were wearing ski masks.
Yeah.
And they started singing song, and the song, some of the lyrics were bashing,
What were they going against? Something with women.
No. They were bashing, Putin. Vladimir Putin. And they got 2 fucking years.
And they just got, didn't they?
Because the official charge was hooliganism.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
how is that a fucking...
Who made that word?
Well, I mean, I know, like in America, or at least in New York, you could catch anybody with disorderly conduct.
Right.
That's like the catch-all, you know. And, I mean, I know there's people...
Well, so they're like known for doing... I didn't know this.
Yeah, they're punk rockers. I mean, but they were punk rockers. Now, 2 of them are moms.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's enough injustice in the United States. We don't have to worry about what the fuck is going on in Russia. To, you know, there's people getting shot every day by the cops.
Right.
There are people in authority constantly abusing their authority. We should be uprising against that, but... Yeah. You know, for the news and me being a metalhead, you know, I mean, I have a little place in my heart for punk. You know, it does blow my mind, you know, for people who talk shit about this country.
Right.
Just for talking against the president.
You
know, I can say, fuck Obama. And not that I mean it, because I like Obama, but, you know, to get 2 years in jail, in Russian fucking jail.
Like, that doesn't sound fun.
For going against...
It was at the Russian Orthodox Church.
Russian Orthodox, okay, that's what it was.
So they're, I guess, known for doing these politically provocative performances, like, in weird places, such as, I don't know what this is, some mesto on Red Square, and on top of a trolley bus or scaffold in Moscow Metro.
Yeah.
They're like known for doing that.
You know, as fucked up as America is...
They've gotten in trouble before, and they were only in there for like a couple months. But now this time it's like 2 years.
You know, for all... You know, and where are all our Occupy Wall Street people? Where are all these people who are opposing Coney? Where are all these people donating money to Japan because of the earthquakes?
I was going to say tsunami. Yeah.
The tsunami. And let me tell you, once again, our buddies...
Madonna's been speaking out.
Oh, yeah, Madonna.
She's on tour, so I guess...
Yeah, Madonna always takes up all these feminist causes.
And now some people which I don't recognize what band it was, who were supposed to be like performing there for whatever tour, canceled their show. So that's their form of standing up for them. But I'm like, really, that's it? Russia doesn't care if you perform there. Yeah,
well, I'm just saying, I mean, I know there's much more important things to concern ourselves about, but it just, you know, thank God that we live in America. I mean, it's just, you know, things are bad here, but shit, they're worse elsewhere. You know, you
get 2 years in prison.
I was upset that I had no shoes till I met a man and I had no feet. You know, that type of shit. You know, but what was I going to say? Our buddies Livin Lame, the podcast, LIVIN hyphen lame.
We're learning English.
They're on Stitcher and on iTunes. Livin Lame, livinlame.podbean, podbean.com. Our buddies. And actually, Carrie Fox, which is one of the, it's a bunch of guys and like 2 girls.
Okay.
That doesn't sound right.
Sounds like a good time.
Well, Carrie Fox and her husband, I forgot his name.
Mr. Fox?
Livin Lame is now going to have like an offshoot called the Fox Den.
Oh.
Which is the Foxes. That's their last name. And you know, and I don't mean any disrespect to her husband, but like, Carrie is funny and interesting. Like, you could have a whole bunch of guys talking.
Is one thing. It gets old after a while. Sorry, guys.
No. I mean, I love the guy, but I mean in any podcast, because I listen to a lot of podcasts.
I mean, it
you know
gets
what I'm saying?
old.
And thank God you're here. Thank God. Let me tell you, Kristyn. Thank you.
Guys,
thank you for being part of this podcast, because if
You're
not,
welcome, Chris.
it would be an hour of me talking to myself.
And nobody wants to hear that shit.
Nobody wants to hear that. But
Pussy Riot will do a protest.
Pussy Riot. And so they did a whole they were talking about talking about all these political causes, but everyone forgets these political causes. But the tsunami in Japan really fucked up those the nuclear plants. Mm-hmm. Like, that shit isn't being contained.
Right. It's just...
We are a fucking fart away from, like, nuclear disaster over there in Japan.
Chilling.
And it's just chilling. And, you know, they're pouring seawater on it. And how do you pour seawater on something that's glowing hot? It turns to steam before it even gets close to the fucking rods. You know, they call it a meltdown because it melts everything that's holding it and it's going into the ground.
Nice. That's gotta be safe.
Yeah, we're all gonna die. Welcome to the apocalypse, people.
Right.
Enjoy this podcast
because that we
could be dead tomorrow.
We're killing ourselves with the damn nuclear shit with our own stuff.
I mean, of course, like I said, for the frivolous thing of like Pussy Riot, but you could be dead tomorrow.
Let's talk about the nuclear stuff that's glowing and just melting into the ground.
It's melting into the ground. It's so hot, it's just going down.
And
it's going to fuck up the groundwater. It's going to
put seawater on it.
Yeah,
that's
the
seawater I would say
evaporates before it turns to steam before it even get a chance to touch the rocks. That's how hot it is.
Seawater on it. Now we're not going to have any seawater because it's all evaporating.
Yeah. But I'm just, a couple months ago, everyone made a big deal about the tsunami. When was the last time you heard anybody give money to the Red Cross? When was the last time you heard somebody give money against Coney? That big thing that went on the internet.
That was hot for like a couple weeks. And
now it's dead.
About it. After he went streaking, right? Remember that Coney guy? The Coney guy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like after that happened, nobody wanted to talk about him. It's like, really, he had a meltdown. Who gives a shit?
And there were girls getting arrested over Pussy Riot.
Right.
A couple days ago. Saying like all this shit trends real quick and then goes away.
Pussy Riot. Yeah.
Pussy. I just like to say Pussy Riot.
No, yeah, it trends real quick. Everybody gets so concerned and then bored with it.
Yeah. So.
But don't get bored with us, folks.
Live your life, people, because shit could pop off in Japan and we'll all be fucking dead
one fart
tomorrow.
Away.
We are one fucking missed security check away from... And like I said, and that's security check because you can't do nothing. You can't. We're fucked. We're really fucked if Mother Nature decides to just fuck shit up again. Another tsunami or something? Fuck you.
Which will probably happen because we're at the end of the world, right?
Yeah.
Like,
welcome to the apocalypse. Welcome to 2012, goddamn. We're all gonna die. Okay, we're well past the hour mark. Time to pay the bill. Before you die, please visit www.doublejackpot.us. Use those last couple dollars in your pocket and purchase my book, Double Jackpot. Something to read while the apocalypse happens. You can get my book, Double Jackpot, hard copy for $15, a PDF file for just $5. Or you can visit our eBay page where you can buy comic books, heavy metal, video games. I have some comedies. I have some horror movies. Spend the money. You can't take it with you. We're all going to die anyway.
Might as well give it to us.
So support the show, something that entertained you in the last few hours of your life.
Cool. We'll take Canadian.
To get every episode, subscribe to us on iTunes, or if you have an Android device, download the Stitcher app, STITCHER, Stitcher app, for Kindle Fires, Android devices, or if you have an iPad, iPod, iPhone, you can subscribe to us on iTunes. What else? Find us on Facebook. Facebook/Two Strangers One Podcast. Just on the lower right of our cover photo. Hover over the like button. Hover over the like button and click show and news feed. But unfortunately, Facebook only lets 20% of our audience know what the hell's going on. So the best way to get any episode is to subscribe to us on iTunes or Stitcher. We certainly, I'm out of it right now. We certainly hope you enjoyed listening to the show as much fun as we had recording it. Thank you for listening to Two Strangers One Podcast. I'm Chris.
Yeah, I'm Kristyn. Thank you.
Don't be a stranger.
See ya. Bye.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne? Smells good to me.
But
look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
But it is spelled Colon.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Oh, fucking. Are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia's spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea, man. Look at her, fucking. She's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. It's just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to this show, I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it, that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
Yeah.
insanely inexpensive. 15 is not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know. You're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I will
his
totally
book,
read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could show them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne right now.
No, sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonePodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonepodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.